Okay. I don't know if I will ever actually use this, but I set it up. Greetings. We are El Defecto. You smirk geek. Magic Pope. Could go this way. It's like a pretty safe path. You could go... The only thing it doesn't have is a store to make sure that this elite fight's good, but probably 3 hallways and an event is enough to be safe there. The other ways are not as good, generally. Yeah, I think we just have to go this way, pretty much. It's just too much better than the other directions. If we get to this node and we're in bad shape, we could deviate to the store. We could still get 2 elites out of the act. 1 elite? We could still get... well, it depends. Depends if we go left here or right, I guess. So that's probably what we want to do, if our upgrades work for it. Jonathan Zoo, thanks very much for the 15 months. Prince Fluff HK, thanks for the prime. I'll show to you both. How do we know it's a whale? I think it's referred to as the whale a bunch of times. Probably. It's like a common relic here, I think. I think that's somewhat better than a rare relic. When you consider the rare relic also gives a curse. How's it going, Mr. Weilong? I don't know. I always feel like these two are pretty close. Regal Pillow. So if we need to rest, it'll be a better rest. But I'm sort of hoping that we don't need to rest in this act. Okay, so reasonable lines here are we will cast Decide, and that's it. That's the only reasonable line. Wait, was this the best line? Because now... it might be correct to take 1 here. How much am I getting attacked for? Just 9. So 1 times and 6, I'd take 4. I only have to deal 16 to it now, we're fine. Hey, butt toucher! Well, we took 2. 1 times and 6, we take 2 apparently. Wait, that's 1 time and 2, we take 2. So I guess they were equivalent. This one was higher variance. Cold Snap is a solid card to get us rolling. And let's go ahead and transform a strike into a charged battery. Okay, so we could use some more damage after doing that. The game's a bit laggier with like GIMP open. Maybe it's just my computer overheating due to summer existing, which by the way, I've been thinking maybe summer isn't such a good idea. Maybe we just shouldn't have that anymore. Hey Squeak, I can talk faster or you can watch slower. Those are our 2 options. When you overheat, you get laggy. Yeah, I think I do as well. I get laggy and like damp, which is very weird. That's probably a bug. I'm gonna go into the shop and see if we can fix that. I think we have to take FTL. I mean, it's a perfectly fine card. I just don't really think there's much consideration for the other stuff because we need so much more damage after transforming a strike into a charge battery, so seems like the right thing to do. We charge battery or strike? We strike. What if instead we make it summer all the time? No. Do I have AC? I have a like small unit, but I also have direct sunlight on a window about 3 feet from my head, or 5 hours of the day. Loop, sweeping beam, and double energy. The sweeping beam is usually fine. So we got the sweeping beam. Let's see if I can do this. So loop is like scaling, good Lagavulin, good boss. The sweeping beam is more like Act 2 elite. It's front loaded AoE, which means good for Act 2 elites, good for Act 1 hard hallways. The card draw smooths variants. So these are the things that we care about. Scaling is like, you have to take enough scaling to beat the game at some point, but typically the better you get at Slay the Spire, the... well, it's weird. Because if you lose less health in the fights, you can afford to take scaling faster, right? But on the other hand, if you're better at recognizing how scaling works to kill bosses, you can delay taking scaling for longer as well. So, double-edged sword. I'm just gonna take the sweeping beam. I think the stuff it does is more immediately relevant. I need a finer brush. How would I do that? I could do this one. Wait, why am I not working at all? What the fuck is this? How does this work? I could use the pencil? I don't, I guess, understand where I change the size of this brush, apparently. It's good to be good at the game. Yeah, that helps. Xylophone, hello. Hey, Fazoom. Alright, anyway, we'll just go this way. That was the plan. So, I guess I'd better not take 12 here, which means we're going to be splitting, which sort of makes all the decisions for us. Oh yeah, sometimes you just need 8 defrags, you know? That's just one of the weird facts of life. Okay, so as long as we draw dual cast next turn, we win. And even if we don't, we also win. Double click brush icon. Do I already have that open? Oh, I already have it open. Tool options. Brush. Paintbrush mode. Let's use pencil. Pencil mode normal. Opacity 100. Wait, do you like opacity 90 or something? Maybe? Size 10, 12? Aspect ratio, angle, dynamics, pressure, opacity, dynamics, option. Any better? So, like, ugly. Size 6? Oh. That's what we want, right? We want something more like that. Maybe a size 8? And then maybe change the color as well. Well, I don't know. Actually, like, pink is a pretty good color for showing up on any background that's going to exist in this game, I think. Disable anti-aliasing. I don't see that option here. We got a fission, a skim, a claw. So, I mean, so this one's like, oops. This one's about like a minus 1.5 if we're doing between 1.5 and 3. So that one's dead. We got Skim. Skim's like probably a minus 0.5 here compared to Skip, but it does give card draw, which is nice, but the thing is that this one's just like better than it right now. I gotta get better at drawing like X's and stuff. I'll get there. Probably. Maybe. I also don't know if this is like slowing down my verbal explanations enough that it's actually making it worse. Might be. We'll see. We'll see if I like this or not. Anyway, the stuff with fission is do I generate orbs? Also, I'll have to learn to write with my hand. That's like the main question, honestly, with fission. That's sort of the entire thing. And the answer with a cold snap and a zap is like, ish. Ish right now, and we expect to get better at it. Okay. So our upgrades. There's enough room on this screen to write. I need like the ultimate font. A font that will show up on every possible background, so I can just write on the cards. Am I going to go back to teaching math on Zoom? White with a black outline? Yeah, but I couldn't work out how to set up a pencil in GIMP to draw with white on a black outline. White with a black outline. Like, I know that you can, but I don't know how to set that up. So if someone knows how to set that up, let me know, please. So we have 3 AoE damage, which is a pretty good upgrade. We have Fission, which is a pretty good upgrade. I'm probably just gonna upgrade Fission here. It does a good amount. We're a little bit concerned about Hexaghost Fight right now, but for getting rolling for elites and stuff, I think the Fission upgrade's good. Why am I doing something different from yesterday? Well, I was walking down a long forest path, and a man walked up to me, and he said, "You should just do whatever the fuck you want." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And so I did. I think we hold on to Fission. Like, the orbs are going to do the same thing when we evoke them, but if we use it now, I don't get to channel more orbs, and I don't get any value from the block cards that I draw. Plus, I lose the orbs now instead of letting them channel a couple of times first. Okay, reasonable lines. I think we always play double defend. So the question is dual cast, zap, or sweeping beam. I think that zap is always better than dual cast. So then the question is just sweeping beam or zap, and zap deals more damage, so I think that one's a fairly basic decision. Dragon user, thanks for the 10 months. Sagwa Musho to you as well. This is a bit of a tricky situation. I think the right play here is charge battery, defend, strike, rather than cold snap. What's the difference between strike and cold snap here? It's 3 damage versus 2 block, I believe. Given that I'm always going to play Fission next turn. If it's only 3 damage versus 2 block, it does sort of sound like Cold Snap would be good. Another option is like Charge Battery, defend, defend. We can take 5 block, 6 damage and 2 block, or 9 damage. 9 damage would put Lagavulin at 69. Which is pretty strong. Sphincter Wolf, thanks for the year. Angbomusho to you as well. So I think our options are let's see, if I play all the damage this turn, I get Lightning Orb's evoking anyway next turn, so we can't count the Lightning Orb as damage really, the Lightning Orb evoke. But we can get 15 damage and 11 block. We can get 12 damage and 14 block. We can get 6 damage and 19 block. These are the things we're consequentially deciding between with these cards. I don't think the energy from Charge Battery actually matters, but we're playing it in all 3 of those lines anyway. Very hard to say which of those is best. for 6 and 19. Malo, thanks to the Twitch Prime. Longbow show to you too. Okay, I've got a reshuffle already, which means that the straw pile doesn't have a whole lot of damage cards in it, because we just drew them all. But it's fine-ish. Next turn we have good damage because of Zap Dual Cast. It's not enough to kill. So, if we go for maximum possible block here, we get 4 damage and 18 block. Robin the Hood, thanks for the 6 months. I'm going to show you as well. If we go for maximum possible damage here, we get 20 damage and 7 block. Next turn, reasonably, we have at least 8 damage. So we can guarantee that we get out of the fight taking 13 more damage if we go for 20 and 7 right now. But I suspect there's a better line. So 11, 9. What about like Cold Snap, Charge Battery, Dual Cast, and Zap? There's a 7 damage now, 3 damage next turn, that's 10 total. It doesn't kill next turn. Maybe I don't actually have a better line than just taking 13 here. It's disappointing. I can take 2 here, but then next turn I'd take at least 11. That's 13 anyway. I think I just take 13. Infamous Weasel, thanks for the year. Agbamusho to you as well. The Innocent Wooloo, thanks for converting your Twitch Prime to a tier 1 sub. They're just like a clear everything button on a Wacom tablet. That would be nice. Probably not. Wouldn't really make sense for there to be. Do I always kill next turn? No. There's a small chance that I think the chance is high enough that I end up taking an extra 13 next turn if I don't take the 4 damage, but I just have to do that. Would have been fine, it turns out, but we didn't know that at the time. We've got a mummified hand, but no powers. Given that we have no powers, we're not going to be taking Force Field. This way? Why did everything fuck up? Oh my god. What did I do to deserve this? The size is still 8. Alright, Apparently this is going to be a learning process. Oh no! Help, I'm drowning! I don't know why my brush just changed to fucking size 700. I really have no idea. Oh, because I zoomed in. Zoom is currently at 11,000. That's pretty weird. Anyway, we are never, ever, ever taking Force Field here. And we're never, ever, ever taking Stack. Our deck doesn't have enough cards in it for Stack to be playable. This is Cool-Headed and Skip. I think Cool-Headed is probably usually a pick. This is like pretty bad for elites. Oh, is that true? It's like good in sentries, actually, maybe. It is bad against Gremlin though. But the thing is, we have a Fission in our deck. So usually Cool-Headed's like not much better than skipping, if it's better than skipping at all, but here it's gonna be slightly better. Oh, interesting. I'm like on... I just deleted my drawing layer. What the f***? I'm left-handed and use the mouse with my right hand. Sure. I think that's very common for left-handed people. I don't think I know a single left-handed person who uses the mouse with their left hand. Have I heard Taylor Swift's new album? No, I don't listen to music anymore. There's no joy in my life. I think we can go ahead and upgrade here. I guess the only question is, do we want to like rest and do that path? So the hallway fights do give a bunch of card rewards, and we do have a mummified hand, which is sort of nice. The events are not particularly high value floors. And our upgrades aren't that good, so looking at this... We're choosing between Relic, cards, Relic, versus like +3 AoE on sleep. And then this is like, like Act 1 events are just not that good. It's probably like about 0.75 of a holy fight in value, maybe? It doesn't kill us, is the thing. And then this one's gonna be like +3 on cold snap. It's like very unexciting. I could upgrade charge battery. And then we maybe die to Hexaghost. We do get 1 hallway, 2 hallway. We do also get another upgrade at the campfire we're currently at instead of resting. Is it ever good to upgrade Zap or Dual Cast in Act 1? They're not very good upgrades. Energy upgrades are usually not very good before you start being able to use your energy for good things, which you can't really do in Act 1. And then they're counterfeited by Snecko Eye. They're not atrocious upgrades, but usually they're better upgrades. They're okay. I don't, like, they're alright. They're better than strike and defend upgrades, usually. It may actually be better than the cold snap upgrade, once we get there. How's it going, Kraldor? Hey, hard stuck single, immovable object. The problem is that the left side we die sometimes, but how often? I go into it with basically full health, and I have a steroid potion coupled with fission, sweeping beam, and FTL, which is pretty good at killing stuff. I just don't really have good upgrades. I think we're meant to go for it. It's unfortunate that we just fought Lagavulin. Well, it's sort of okay, because we just fought Lagavulin, but Lagavulin's probably going to be the easiest elite fight and continue getting easier. Maybe Sentries will be good if we get like a little bit of focus for our Frost Orb. We have 2, right? Let's try the left path. See how it goes. I guess we can also... So we're losing 5 health on that rest, but that's fine. We also get a Relic. Yeah, Gremlin Horn helps quite a lot with this path. The hallway fights in particular is going to do a good amount. Hess Z Dingo, thanks for the sub. Hey, Mr. Pinchy Claw. You write in rainbow / changing colors. Maybe? Seems possible. I think with guaranteed 15 damage, including 5 AoE damage on this Flex Potion, we just go ahead and cash that in now. 1122 puts us at 9, so we can have an enemy at 9 or at 11. This fight's really tough. It's actually probably the hardest fight in Act 1 to play correctly. It's just that the correct lines are not very regularly noticeably better than the incorrect lines. Like, deciding which sentry to kill there makes a difference. Rarely, but sometimes. But for the most part, you're just not really going to notice the difference. This is actually super tough. I don't have to play Fission. Especially if I play Zap 1 time on 3. I hit here. And keeping the 2 Frost Orbs is nice for later in the fight. A super difficult turn. But if I do play it, then we almost always kill the back sentry, take no damage this turn, and then we're in pretty good shape. Let's just go for it. This is one of the ways that I can fail to kill the back sentry. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, it sort of doesn't matter, weirdly. Because I full blocked anyway, and they're not currently putting dazes into my draw pile. Definitely set up the sentry to die now. Is there actually any decision here? I don't think so. Lantern Explosive Potion, and there's another Cold Snap, or we could attempt to make Meteor Strike or Reboot. into something useful. So the general problem with Reboot is fuck, let me try to write that word a second time. And play. Oh my god, I can't write anymore. Oh my god. You can't play powers twice. So we have a mummified hand, we're playing Defect. You probably want to have a deck that has a bunch of powers in it, and you probably want to draw them and play them. In Reboot, we'll never... we'll probably never shuffle a power back into our draw pile with this deck because we have mummified hands, so we're just going to play every power when we draw it. And it will shuffle cards on top of the powers that we want to get to. So that's generally the problem with Reboot. There's also the statuses. Go in discard. Most enemies in the game who put statuses in your deck put them in your discard pile. And you're accelerating when you draw them. The upside is what it does. It draws you 4 cards for 0. Meteor Strike's obviously difficult to play. We do have Fission. But I don't think we can play it very regularly. What makes the strike so meaty? I don't know. And then Cold Snap is like fine. It doesn't kill Hexaghost for us, but it doesn't really get in the way of the cards which do kill Hexaghost, because on Defect a lot of the cards which do kill Hexaghost from here are going to be cards we only have to draw once. Like a Defragment or a Creative AI. Well, we're probably not getting another rare this act. Actually, we got these rare drops pretty early. There's a decent chance we get a rare in the last Elite fight, if we survive it. I think I'll go ahead and take Cold Snap. It's just like a mostly inoffensive card. It makes us a little bit better at these fights we're doing right now. I'm pretty sure. Because our deck is still pretty shit. Amok. Look at me with 4 energy turn 1. Chances of rare increase every time you are offered a common. Weirdly. I can go Zap Defend Defend, or I can go Cold Snap Defend Defend, I guess. Just go Zap. And both of those cards are probably better than Dual Cast. Let's play the Strike now so that it's back in our draw pile. When we reshuffle, oh, we just have lethal, whatever. Stack Hologram Darkness. Darkness kills Hexaghost. I think we have to take Darkness for Hexaghost here. Looking at what's left in the act, we do not have that much time left to get to Hexaghost killing state, and Darkness deals a bunch of damage. Stack's not getting picked right now. Hologram probably also not getting picked right now. Don't have anything worth playing a second time in this deck. Elites have a +8% shift on rare drop chance 1D. Pretty sure it's 8%. Does this turn have choices? I don't think so. This one's a little bit more interesting. So I think I go Cold Snap, Dual Cast. That kills this. Fuck. Guess I do this to save a little bit of damage. I Fission first? I'm always playing Fission, why not do it first? Okay, pretty sure I got that turn right. Claw! Hologram's a lot better with Darkness in the deck. So is Recursion, but I think this is a hologram. Nice thing about hologram here is, so this doubles up our darkness. Upgrade, basically. We're gonna upgrade darkness almost certainly at the campfire that we're going to. And if we get to play it twice as often, I don't quite get to play it twice as often, but if we get to play it like a third, another 33 to probably more like another 60% of the time or something on the first time through the deck. That upgrade gets a lot better. We also have the liquid memories. Liquid memories works pretty nicely with what we're doing at the moment, so can I show that on screen? Because that would be really cool. I can circle it and I can be like, helps kill boss with recurring value cards. So that's something to think about here. It's not, if I was choosing between like a so-so power and hologram here, it would be a lot more interesting because I would actually have something else to pick. But the fact that I have a liquid memories draws me more toward picking up stuff that works with my dark orb, because we're already so close to having enough there to win with that. When I say win, I mean survive Act 1, which is sort of like winning. Defroster! Did I successfully take hologram? Alright, good. These always fights are not messing around. So I do have a choice here between Darkness and Sweeping Beam. Sweeping Beam saves me some health sometimes. I could also save health with liquid memories, but I think that potion's way too good to be using here. I will probably just go ahead and use Explosive Potion for this fight, if there's ever any point where it's useful. Nice. Although it looks a lot like there just won't be a point where it's useful right now. I think I'm actually making a Dark Orb again here. Am I? So Dark Orb is the fastest way to kill this enemy. I could just make another Frost Orb. I like Dark Orb. And now with 4 energy, we can play everything that isn't Strike. And we can dual cast this. Or we could hold on to that. Strike's only 4 damage. I think I like this the most. A lot of the decisions stop mattering here because we like win next turn all the time. So like which orb is first doesn't really matter anymore. Yeah, there was no point in this fight where Explosive Potion did anything, I'm pretty sure, and Liquid Memories we wanted to save, so... Also, I think the max we were getting out of it was like 2 health. So unfortunately, we counterfeited one of our potion drops, but that's okay. I haven't struggled for energy. Not taking turbo. Leap's okay. It's like... So... It's okay to take early block boost. That's unreadable. But we already have Frost Orbs. Our deck is actually already somewhat developed. Leap starts to look much less appealing now than it is on like floor 3, and it's not even very appealing on floor 3. It's just like nice to not die to the hallway fights sometimes. Developed deck. What I mean by a developed deck is like it does stuff. It actually outputs something every turn instead of like playing strikes and defends. Once your deck is doing things like playing Fission Plus and Darkness and recurring it, making 9 block with 1 energy starts to look a lot less incredible. This is getting in the way of actual strong things that you're doing. Whereas on floor 3, when the strongest thing you're doing is like playing dual cast on Lightning Orb, making 9 block for 1 energy is a bit more exciting. Chaos isn't completely unreasonable, but I think we have... It's okay. I think this is like a maybe. I have to make my question marks larger. That big enough? Sort of. And then Turbo is a no-go. Turbo, like... It can be as soon as Act 2 that Turbo starts getting really exciting, especially if you like, if you have a Runic Pyramid or something, it's great, right? But at the moment, all of our card draw comes with energy. Our Fission makes energy, our Gremlin Horn makes energy. Our FTL doesn't cost energy. I guess the only thing is our Sweeping Beam costs 1 energy and doesn't give us energy. And so when we're drawing 5 cards a turn on turns where we don't have card draw, and drawing like 9 cards a turn plus extra energy on the turns where we do have card draw, it's not that exciting to have a turbo at the moment. Hey, Konigu, I'm glad you're enjoying the XCOM. So anyway, I think this is just a skip unless it's Chaos, but I don't know. I don't know if Chaos is a reasonable pick here. It does okay things. It's not terrible. I'd take a Chaos Plus here, like instantly. And then we don't want this energy potion. Our deck has not been struggling for energy. So playing FTL means that we can't play Zap this turn. Or we wake up Lagavulin, but it does get us closer to Darkness, and I think Darkness is significantly more important than Zap anyway. I could just wake up Lagavulin now. I could go Sweeping Beam, Cold Snap, Hologram, Cold Snap. It's a plus strength Lagavulin, which is one of the best super elites we could fight. Then we're almost always drawing Fission on an attack turn with Cold Orbs channeled. I like that, actually. Let's play the Sweeping Beam first, just in case it changes our line at all. Hey, Crusale! Could use a potion this turn. So the potion probably represents... It probably represents like 60 plus damage against Hexaghost, the Liquid Memories. Yeah, I think just Cold Snap Darkness defend. And we take 6. Okay, so this is the last attack of this cycle of attacks, which means that we want to probably make a draw pile that doesn't have a ton of block cards in it. I think, want to play Cool-Headed, because the card draw matters. I think I'm okay with playing Zap after Fission, which means I don't get to draw it again in my next deck cycle, but that's okay. Also, this way, if I draw FTL, I get to draw a card with it. No luck. Go Zap, Cold Snap, Strike, Strike, and then it's a Strike or a Charge Battery. Taking 5 damage here, and neither seems desirable nor necessary to me. Sausage Hobbit, thanks for the 8 months. Agbomojo to you too. Oh, this is the actual nuts. So, I don't have to play FTL here. We always start with Darkness, and then we always play Cool-Headed. So I can play Cold Snap before FTL to make sure that I don't draw a dual cast. I might end up killing with Explosive Potion, because that's only 24. Plus 6 is 31. I need 5 more damage. I just need 1 strike. No, it's probably good. Alright. Bottled Flame. Not the best relic. Steam Barrier, Overclock, and Streamline. Not the best cards. I could imagine taking a Steam Barrier here. I'm a bit concerned about damage for Hexaghost, and also I have a Mummified Hand, and a Lantern, and a Gremlin Horn. Like, and a Fission. Just like, should probably be taking cards that let me spend my energy on stuff instead of zero-cost stuff. Bloating the deck with that. A-tier Streamline. Yeah. Overclock's not so bad in Act 2. Especially, this deck does a lot of damage with the Dark Orb and the Dual Cast and the Hologram. So the burn in the discard pile is sort of not a huge problem. My problem with Overclock is that it's so bad in the Hexaghost fight, which is the thing that we have to do immediately. So I could imagine taking Overclock here, but I don't think I'm meant to. Jumbo Tom. And then Bottled Flame. Bottled Flame can go on FTL. Can go on Sweeping Beam. Can go on Cold Snap. All of these things are incredible. Is there a reason at the moment that we want to draw FTL on turn 1 instead of on a different turn? Getting the damage earlier is nice. Putting it in the discard pile for a hologram is nice. It's not so great against the heart. It's not so great against the Act 4 elites. It's sort of like our free turn to be later on in that fight instead of turn 1 probably. By free turn, I mean we can turn to face an enemy of our choice with FTL. It's okay against Reptomancer. Probably just bottle FTL. Not incredible with Choker, but we probably don't take Choker with Fission Plus anyway. Alright, I think just skip this. And then we already talked about this upgrade and have been talking about it for a while. We're just going to take the Darkness and plan to play that multiple times in this Hexaghost fight. That's where like all of our damage to win the fight is coming from. Gotta pick between Charge Battery and Strike. Well, we play Cool-Headed first. Okay. So the worst that an energy can possibly do next turn is still fine. I think it's Charge Battery over Strike. Hey, Jampy Dampy. Play everything except Strike in this hand, and we want... Probably doesn't matter if our Lightning Orb or a Cold Orb is first. Unfortunate that I'm gonna reshuffle without Darkness Plus. Probably fine. Like Cold Snap dual cast. Now Cold Snap Zap. Dual cast. I'm only taking 1 damage. 6 damage for 1 health seems okay to me here. I guess I don't have to play Fission this turn. It doesn't do that much right now, and it stops me from having Darkness Plus in my next draw pile, which is actively pretty bad. It also stops the burns from going in my next draw pile, which is good. I want to play it before Darkness Plus is a thing. I can't like play Darkness Plus to put in my discard pile and then play Fission, because I need my Dark Orbs to stack up for a little bit. Maybe I only need 2 Darkness Orbs. I'm getting a little bit greedy here. I'm thinking I win the fight without Liquid Memories. Maybe I only need 2 Darkness Orbs. Let's put this Frost Orb before them to give them a little bit more time to charge up. Okay. Do I want to just liquid memories right now? The health that you save does matter here. You get 3/4 of the health you lose in this fight back. That matters a little bit. Hey Taskless, thanks for the 11 months. Agbomusho to you as well. You started reading Wheel of Time because of me and it's so good. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Physial. I'm still only a little bit over halfway through book 1. I stalled out a bit. I watched the Henna movie today when it was too hot to be in my office. I just watched it in bed on the laptop. I liked it. Thought the movie was, it didn't take itself too seriously. It was a little bit fun. I don't know. God, this turn is so hard. I think Defect is the most complex of the characters in this game. So, my reasonable options this turn are... Let's see if we can even write out all the reasonable options. We could Cold Snap, Dual Cast, Dark, and Charge Battery, which deals, like, it's hard to say how much it deals, because it deals 54, right? But it also removes the Dark Orb from your orbs, so it doesn't really deal 54, because you don't have the Dark Orb anymore. You're dealing less damage with it later. We could go, like, Strike, Charge Battery, Defend, which sort of deals 6 damage and takes 0 damage, but it actually deals way more damage and blocks way more because you keep the Frost Orb for next turn and you keep your Dark Orb for later as well. That may end up being the play I make. We can do things in between that, like we can go Strike, Cold Snap, Charge Battery, which deals 12, takes 0 damage, but it loses the Frost Orb. Over-explain Knight? I'm not really trying to over-explain. Just playing a run. I think I'm gonna try the Strike, Charge Battery, Defend line, because that also gives me room to channel a Lightning Orb next turn without killing my Dark Orbs. And after next turn, we have the turn where we don't get attacked. This is cool. I could, like, write on a Hexaghost. I could write, so this is 6, 0. This is 9 times 2, right? I'm gonna reveal that I don't actually remember how this enemy works. What is this, like 12? And then this one's like infinity. Pop quiz time. I'm pretty sure those numbers are wrong and possibly in the wrong order, but anyway. I can, if I want, put that on the screen and demonstrate that I don't actually know what Hexaghost does after 15,000 million gazillion runs of Slay the Spire. So I don't really want to have Zap on my next draw pile because I want to play Dual Cast twice. So I'm going to go ahead and not put Zap in my draw pile, play Sweeping Beam first. Now we play the Zap, Strike, and Defend. And we have Dual Cast in our discard pile as needed. I think this turn plays itself. There aren't really a ton of decisions there. Do I ever die here? Cards a strike. 42, 52, 64, 70. I think I could actually die if I don't Liquid Memories right now. Sucks that I'm walking into the shield. Wondering if there's anything I can get other than Dual Cast, but no, not really. Just change the text on the cards to do more damage. That's a pretty good idea. Okay. So I'm just gonna guarantee that I get that Dark Orb twice, and we can expect this to win. I think I probably had like a 2 to 5% chance to die, which is perhaps not even justification for using that potion. I believe now we never die. I was only 9? Wow. That's awkward. Well, I killed it before you could see that I had that wrong. It's so rare that you like get to that stage of the Hexaghost fight and Hexaghost is actually attacking you for the normal amount. Like you haven't weakened it or disarmed it, or you don't have burns in your hand that are changing the math or anything. Alright, so Hyper Beam does okay for elites, but it's approximately worthless everywhere else. Worthless versus bosses. Not actually worthless. Okay in hallway fights too. It's like there are plenty of cards in your deck which you take because they're good in hallway fights and elite fights and don't expect them to be that good against the Heart or Time Eater or whatever, and Hyper Beam's sort of that to an extreme extent. It's even better in the elite fights or whatever, but even worse in the boss fights. You just don't play it in the boss fights. Machine Learning, Mummified Hand. I'm going to draw a circle around it. I'm going to draw a smiley face in the circle. My smiley face looks really dumb. Sorry about that. Was I a doctor in my previous life? No. And then Amplify. I mean, 0 powers? So probably never taking Amplify here. We can cross that one out. So the options are Machine Learning or Hyper Beam. Hi, Layton. Thanks very much for the 4 months. Agbomusho to you as well. You can also skip. But I think machine learning is fine. Something of note is turn 1 output. Not how you spell output. It's also not really how you write output. Turn 1 output. None. So grabbing machine learning, if we were to upgrade that, it would become innate, but we do not have a great turn 1 to put that into play with. We have the fission for the first deck cycle, which helps us take powers like machine learning, which are sort of low tempo, but like fission is high tempo and then goes away after the first time you play it, which lets you put stuff that's low tempo but does things over time into play. Helps out machine learning a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take Mummified Hand. I also suspect that with the potions that we have, along with the relics that we have, we're probably pretty good at killing the things that Hyper Beam kills. Maybe not incredible, but probably pretty good. Yeah, I think this is Pandora's box, but I'm not 100% sure. Easy caps. I'm just chilling out. I'm playing some Slay the Spire. Hey, Jackal Bunny. We don't need labels. Machine learning only pays off after turn 2 or something like that. Mummified Hand makes it better. Means it is often replacing a card that you wouldn't be able to play in your hand anyway, because you wouldn't have had enough energy for it. But yeah, it takes a while before the card draw pays for drawing it in the first place, for sure. Jambon, thanks very much for the 5 months. Hogbomusho to you too. So, I think all 3 of these are reasonable. For Runic Dome, the positives are energy. The negatives are need to evoke at right times, mostly. So we're playing a Defect deck with orbs. We have dark orbs and frost orbs and stuff. We need to be able to set those orbs up to do the right things versus what the enemies are doing. And when we can't see what the enemies are doing, it gets a lot worse. I mean, there's the more general point that, like, if we're choosing between a strike and defend, all of a sudden we don't know which one to play necessarily. But the thing that's, like, specific to Defect is we don't know. Do we evoke a frost orb this turn or do we not? Stuff like that. The nice stuff for Calling Bell is it gives us relics. Relics are good. Curses are bad. This gets better if we need miscellaneous output and gets worse if we don't have enough card draw, because the curse is worst if we have bad card draw. Our card draw is not atrocious, but it's also not great. And then Pandora's box is Mummified Hand, makes this way better, because any of the random powers that we get from it are going to be super good instead of just okay. Strikes and defends are shit. We have nothing in this deck to make strikes and defends good. If we had like a strike dummy, or we'd upgraded all of them, or we had strength, or we had dexterity, or anything like that, Pandora's box gets a little bit worse because the cards it's taking out of the deck are better. but the cards are bad right now. It doesn't really have any downsides specific to this run. Like an all upside Relic at the moment. I think we just take Pandora's Box. So we got like a gazillion energy. Energy. We don't really have anything to do with that energy. We got some damage. That's a sword. It's not a penis, it's a sword. And we got a little bit of block. And we got a little bit of miscellaneous output. Some output is just like, it does something. And I don't know if it's that worth it to try to define it more than that. I should draw blood spurting out so we know it's a sword. That's great advice, thank you. Awesome. So, looking at this, we sort of have the same amount of damage as 4 strikes that we just removed. We just removed 3 strikes. Yeah, because we transformed one in Act 1, I forgot about that. So we actually have more damage in our deck now than before. We have somewhat less block and way more energy. It's gonna make card draw a lot more appealing for us than it used to be. It's going to make good block better than usual. No powers, by the way. In that Pandora's Box. Okay, we got 375 gold here in Act 2. This is absolutely a deck that would love to have apparitions, but it's not a deck that wants strikes, defends upgrade, and it's not a deck that wants bites. So that leaves question marks in sort of a weird place. I think the fact that we probably take a lot of damage in hallway fights. Do we take a lot of... I don't know that we do take a lot of damage in hallway fights, actually. We have a boot sequence, and then we have cold orbs plus evoke. Probably okay. Anyway, it's sort of hard to work out how good hallway fights are versus question marks here. So that's always an important question, is do you want enemies or question marks? Which sort of run are we in? With Ironclad, especially, enemies are often much more inviting than question marks. With Watcher, they often are, because of cards like Feed and Reaper and Lesson Learned and Wish. With Silent and Defect, it's a little bit less common for you to really want hallway fights over question marks, but a lot of the really good question marks are whiffs here for Defect. I'm talking about Act 2 for what it's worth. Because of our Pandora's Box. So it makes us a little bit more inclined to care about hallway fights than usual. We also have a Regal Pillow, which makes enemies a little bit better. Just looking at this act, this path looks pretty good. And it may just be that all the other paths are sort of shit compared to it, and so there isn't really a decision. Path's quite good. I guess if we spend literally all of our gold in this store and then get no gold, no extra gold going up to here, we could go this way, over this way. But for the most part, this path is just a very good path. Gives us the early store that we need with all of our gold, and then gives us lots of good high value floors without really threatening to kill us anywhere. It's 2 hours in. Well, I spent a long time before I started the run. setting up the tablet. Not really 2 hours into the run. Am I gonna rest at that campfire before the elite? Thinking I might just use a potion right now. Let's put the Dark Orb in front. This way, if we hit dual cast, it kills one immediately. Just go ahead and use the potion. I have 12 energy right now. It's normal. Yeah, I don't believe we take damage in this fight anymore. I'd like to streamline the tablet a little bit. I think I can make it better than it is. But it's pretty good for a first try. It's working out okay. I should maybe have thought more than I did in that last turn. Okay, we got a power potion, which is nice. It does mean that potion drop chance is down to 30% at the moment, but it certainly justifies using potion when we did. Probably saved, like, what? Saved at least 10 health in the fight. May have saved more. I think I actually really like Bullseye here. So much of our damage is from Dark Orbs, and Bullseye makes Dark Orbs deal more damage. The fact that so much of our damage is from Dark Orbs makes Ball Lightning worse, because it forces our Dark Orbs out, perhaps sooner than we want them to be forced out. We sort of want to move away from Lightning, because we don't have Electrodynamics, and we are relying on Dark Orbs without Recursion or Orb slots. And Turbo just seems completely garbage, given that we have about a gazillion more energy than we have anything to do with at the moment. Here's Habitat. Potion drop rate is 40% at the start of the act. It goes down by 10% every time that you miss, and up by 10%. Wait, other way around. Down by 10% every time that you get a potion, and up by 10% every time that you don't get a potion in fight rewards. I don't think we will be spending all of our gold at this store. I don't know if we buy anything here. The store is just absolute garbage. I don't think we can play Meteor Strike enough to be taking Meteor Strike. Alright, let's look at this shit. So, Sleeping Beam. Gremlins and Slavers, basically. It's a very good card against them. Is this castable? Shit. 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 Probably that's a problem with Chrysalis. This is like fine. This is fine. This is not. Our damage doesn't care about vulnerables, so. And then we have a full potion belt, so none of these. We'll get a card remove at some point. So we're looking. Oh, I didn't talk about Static Discharge at all. Static Discharge is the most complicated. It doesn't work with Dark Orbs, is our problem, but it does work with Frost Orbs, and we can generate quite a few of those. And also the hand. Maybe we take one of those. Ornamental Fan's a little bit better with FTL, Cold Snap, Sweeping Beam. A little bit better with Mummified Hand and Machine Learning. Like, we get to play our attacks when we draw them. Why is Leap bad? It blocks for 9 for 1 energy, and that's not very impressive. I know that there's shit on the screen right now, sorry about that. We'll have to develop some very impressive things to make that better. Actually, I could just make a hotkey that id my overlay. Let me do that right now. So I've never done this before, I don't think, but in settings, hotkeys, for my Slay the Spire scene, I have a lot of scenes. I could add a hotkey to hide fucking hell. What should my hotkey be? What don't I use often? Alt F4. Pretty good. Do you think I can use the same hotkey? It's only giving me show and hide hotkeys when really what I want is a toggle hotkey. I can bind it to the same one. Cool. Caps lock always an exciting choice, it certainly is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only have 6 attacks, 7 attacks. I have 7 attacks. And a 21 card deck. Ornamental Fan's not bad at all. It's gonna be a 20 card attack, 20 card deck very soon as well. Relic, add shovel. Apparently that's already a hotkey in Slay the Spire, so maybe this isn't a good option. I don't know. Why is Leap bad? Because the amount of block that that card makes is like less than the amount of block that Cool-Headed makes, but Cool-Headed also draws a card, less than the amount of block that Cold Snap makes, but Cold Snap also deals damage and is an attack. It's just not super great. There are many better ways to block. The thing about Meteor Strike is even if I played it, it wouldn't do anything. It's like, it deals 24 damage. It gets rid of my Dark Orbs, so I don't have them anymore. The Plasma Orbs, like, I can't use them for anything, right? So I guess the question in this store is, do I want Static Discharge or Ornamental Fan, I think. I think we reduce it to that. I have a really good card remove. This aggregate is just never ever doing anything. That Vial's, I think, significantly worse than Ornamental Fan. Like, miles and miles worse than Ornamental Fan. I'd rather just hold the gold for the store in the second half of the act than buy Blood Vial. I have a Regal Pillow. I have 60 health. Let's do this. It helps with the elite fights. If only I had a Blood Vial. I think because we're going to Campfire, though, it's fine to take that damage. I don't want that. No, thank you. My turn 1's too slow. The Writhe becomes a problem. Don't suppose I was meant to double energy at the start of the turn, so I had one more energy. Oops. Seems tough. I think it's okay to use the explosive potion here, but then I quite often don't have 2 potions for the elite fight, and it's a really good potion in 2 of the 3 elite fights. In the other elite fight, we sort of win with static discharge, so we don't even really have to worry about that one that much. Yeah, I only take 2 anyway. We got a White Noise. That is a power card. Stack Plus is better than it was when it was stack and when my deck was smaller, but not by much. A little bit better. Level 4 Rob, thanks for the 22 months. I'm going to show to you as well. And Force Field is a fine card, which is not currently all that good. So this is like, I would say that Force Field is very close. And White Noise is pretty good, and Stack's actually very close too. Where very close means like 2 skip. I think we just take White Noise. Mummified Hand. Don't overthink it. Okay. At 36 health, Static Discharge is a very big deal for 2 of the 3 elite fights, and I want to upgrade it. And I have a Campfire after the elite fight where I can rest with Regal Pillow. I have pretty good potions. I sort of want to use the potions. I think we go ahead and do this. Do I vape? No, do not recommend vaping. My grandparents. I meant to power potion here. Might be meant to power potion here. Zoom, thanks very much for the 4 months. I'm going to show to you as well. Unless I want to power potion against Collector. No, I think I do it here. Just a loop. My grandparents stopped smoking because my mother wouldn't let them see me when I was a kid unless they stopped smoking. And it was like a very difficult thing for them to do. They had both been smoking for a long time. And I've always just felt like it would be a like real asshole move for me to smoke, given that my grandparents went through that to hang out with me when I was a kid. It was a solid start for white noise, wasn't it? Can we get cool-headed back? There's some pretty decent hits. Okay, not too bad. Was that actually the wrong one to duplicate? Is this more damage than I need? It's weird. So I want to take 1 and proc static discharge 4 times here. That's the goal. How do I do that? Hard to imagine that it wasn't the right echo, given that it also made cards cost 0. There's a dot? Oh, there's a dot. I have removed it for your pleasure. So currently if I charge battery, I take 5. 12, 14, 21. If I dual cast and charge battery, I take 7. If I Darkness plus and charge battery, I take 5. If I dual cast, if I Darkness plus then dual cast and charge battery, I think I take 4. What's this card? Show me this card, would you? Old snap. Seven, 11. I guess I could write this out if I wanted to. Justice for Dot. I'm sorry. So currently we're at 6 block. I can see 13, 18, 28, which takes 0, but that's not what I want. I can see 13. We're basically just assuming we play charge battery, I think. Just going to 18 would take 3. It's okay. You can see 16 off Cold Snap and Darkness Plus, which takes 2. Doesn't play charge battery. Wait, that's not right. It takes, no, it takes 5. You can see 11, which takes more than 3, unfortunately. Equals 3. Yep, now it works. Gosh, the joys of trying to work out where you're meant to leave static discharge. I think charge battery, Cold Snap, Core Surge is the play here. So 9, 13, 18, we take 3, we deal good damage. Yeah. I think 3 is the best that we can do. God, why does it fucking do that? It keeps on killing my U layer. Understand why. I'm sorry. What did I say I was doing? Charge battery, cold snap, and core surge. Yeah, I could save and reload. It's a good call. That works still. Nice. Okay. I think we always FTL twice. Forgot I had Echo Form on play. This is fine. It looks like we're fine. Okay. We got an attack potion for the potion that we use. That's nice. We always pick up Maw Bank. That's cool. All for one. All for one with an FTL, a boot sequence, a turbo. Fission presumably doesn't go in our discard pile, but FTL does. So, like, FTL, turbo, dual cast, zap, both could happen. What was the other one I said? Boot sequence can happen. And this is bottled. Neither of the other cards are good at all. I think we just take it. If it just says deal 15 damage and draw a card, I'm already pretty happy with it, and then it has upside for later in the run. I think I just take it. With a Maw Bank, the store is really interesting. Do I die to Collector often enough that I want to go to that store, or do I greed for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? It's like another 100 gold out of Maw Bank if I wait until next act, at least, depending on where the store actually is in next act. But the question becomes, can I kill Collector or not? Innocent Wooloo, thanks for 9 months. I'll show to you too. Another thing to consider. I should probably have noted that I had a hologram when picking that all for one, by the way. Hologram makes the card a lot better. Another thing to consider though is that if I go to the store and I buy something strong, maybe I get another upgrade at this campfire. So I don't know. Like maybe I get one less rest out of the act by taking this store, and an upgrade's probably about 100 gold of value. probably just take this store. It's nice to see stores with mummified hands since they have a guaranteed power in them. I'm gonna go ahead and smith before the relic in case the relic makes my rest sites better. Would I like to... Okay. I could get shovel or I could get +1 strength. I can get Dreamcatcher. I already have the Regal Pillow. Actually, I think I upgrade first this time around. Go ahead and grab an upgrade on Chaos. Or does that mess up the Dark Orbs too much? And so I need like Bullseye would be okay. Melter or Sweeping Beam could both be okay. Just very mediocre damage upgrades, but they do deal damage. How's it going, Flexcree? Enjoy sleep, Innocent Ulu. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate the sub. Mummified hand cards change from costing 0 when they leave your hand. And what it says isn't actually what happens. Could upgrade Cool-Headed. Or Turbo. Or Charge Battery. Or Hologram. There are so many possible upgrades that I can't even like write on the screen because there's 4 rows of them. Bullseye, Chaos, Turbo, Melter, Hologram, Machine Learning's not that bad, Sweeping Beam, Cool-Headed, Zap and Dual Cast as well because I have the All-for-One now. Yowza. Yowza. I'm gonna go for Dual Cast. I have Dark Orbs I want to Dual Cast, and being able to play it on the turn that I most want it, it's sort of a big deal. Toxic Egg's great. A little bit late in the run, but not super late in the run. Got a Frozen Eye, a Defrag, a Deep Breath? Maybe? Deep Breath is such a weird card if we're doing all-for-one things. So Frozen Eye is very good. In any deck where you have like card draw and cards that you need to play on certain turns and stuff, Frozen Eye is insane. And Defragment's also very, very, very good. So those two have to be bought from this store, and then it's just a matter of what we do with the rest of our gold. This store is a little bit simpler than the other store because there are just like a couple of options that are much better than the others. If I were to card remove right now, I would probably be hitting double energy, but it feels like double energy becomes a pretty good card if we upgrade it, or if we get a 4th energy at the end of the act, it's like fine. Could remove... Yeah, there aren't really incredible removes anymore. One of the things that Pandora's Box does is it makes your card removes a little bit less good a lot of the time. Unless your Pandora's Box sucked. Try out a Deep Breath Plus with all-for-one maybe? It could be fun. All-for-one and Frozen Eye. Yeah, this is unfortunately not the question mark that's good. Apparitions would have been insane there with a Toxic Egg and a Frozen Eye. Alright. So, now we have Frozen Eye. Makes the turns significantly harder. With the tablet, I can draw any cards at any time. It's true. You know what? I was meant to hologram FTL probably. Nameless inversion. Yeah, pterodactyl. How's it going? Where's my sweeping beam? Definitely gonna have one of those next turn. Gonna have a lot of stuff next turn. I just go ahead and boot sequence. I actually do have all the energy that I ever need next turn. I'd like to just deal extra damage to Gremlin Leader. And there's no reason to be taking damage there. Hey, Balak. I'm playing this run for like an hour and a half, maybe. Okay, we got some incoming. Isolated Beast, thanks for the 7 months. Agbomo show to you too. Let's take a look at this, just in case it changes anything. I would definitely like that to continue being Echo Form every time. That's great. I can use a potion if I can work out which one I want to use. Sort of wanted to hold Explosive Potion for the Collector fight, but I guess I just use it now. It's a pretty good potion right now, right? Unless there's a way through the turn that doesn't need it. I'd have to, like, zap, dual cast, and hit right. But I think the downside's just too high, because I don't get to dual cast a Frost Orb if I do that. Probably shuffle dual cast back in, but don't shuffle zap back in. FTL is not drawing a card here, I don't think. Not quite. It's been a good turn though. Got exact block. Killed everything. Pretty solid. Okay, Art of War. Art of War doesn't work super well with FTL. I could take a charge battery plus. It's allowed. Hey Chris John, thanks for the 2 months. Agbamusho to you as well. We're always upgrading defragment at this campfire before collector. So it's just a matter of, do we want another block card? It's a relatively good block card, but we do have the ability to block with our Frost Orbs. I don't see how Charge Battery enables anything strong in this deck, really. There's some double energy stuff that could happen, but it's not happening right now. So I think I'm just gonna pass on that. I don't think I want a Chaos Plus in a Dark Orb deck. I think this deck is still trying to be a Dark Orb deck. By that I just mean like a lot of our damage comes from Dark Orbs. I don't mean anything beyond a lot of our damage comes from Dark Orbs, but given that we live in the world where a lot of our damage comes from Dark Orbs, I think Chaos Plus becomes a problem rather than a help. And we don't really need Plasma Orbs. And then Bullseye, we already have a Bullseye, there's not much reason to have two. Oh wait. Go FTL, Sweeping Beam, Hologram, Sweeping Beam here. Probably hit the one with the lowest health. Generally a pretty safe bet. Oh, I like miscounted by one card. Alright, that's fine. We'll just do this then. Not gonna be playing Boot Sequence. We can play that a couple of turns from now with All for One, I guess. Don't have a lot of energy next turn. Might have to Hologram Turbo. Alright, Hologram Turbo. This looks like an attack potion turn. To me. Because I don't see... I could use white noise and just like see what this is. Maybe it changes something. No, not in particular. Alright, yeah, I don't see how we don't take 6 more damage without the potion, and I'd like to keep my health around. Gotta pick between All for One and Beam Cell. 10, 10, 11. I'm getting FTLs back. I just press skip instead of minimize. That's because I've been playing Monster Train, and that button minimizes in Monster Train. Imagine having like consistent user interface between games that were similar. RIP. Okay, it's pretty dumb. Hey Jay Darkman, I'm going alright. Yeah, Rainbow Fire. Well, do I use another one? That's pretty unfortunate. It wasn't the best choice of cards ever. All for One was incredible there. What are you talking about? All for One was very, very good. All for One was like 15 health or something. Alright, let's try again. So there's a button over here that is the one I should have picked. Oh my god. It's unfortunate. Let's just do this. Double energy, all for one, FTL. Okay, I'm short on damage next turn, so I'd better use the higher damage card. Hurries, thanks very much for the 8 months. Agbomo show to you too. Do I want Chaos back in my draw pile? Not really, I don't want Turbo. I want Bullseye? I don't know. Do I play Deep Breath? I don't have to play it. Next turn's okay. See what this is. Okay. Not the worst ever. Good night, Mr. Punchers. Hey, Scrub Master Flex, thanks for the 2 months. Agbomo show to you too. Kratons, thanks for the 34 months. Agbomo show to you as well. Oh, no potion. Yikes. Self repair's okay. I've got the Mummified Hand. I can take it just to make Force Field pickable. Like, it's fine. I don't have anything to make Barrage good. Beam Cell's okay with All for One, but I think it is only okay. Fuck. Not having an attack potion against Collector seems so bad. Alright. This deck maybe doesn't want self-repair. It's got the Regal Pillow. It already has 3 powers. It doesn't have that much card draw. It has a good amount of card draw. It doesn't have an Echo form, but it does have a White Noise. It already has 4 powers for Force Field. Having 4 powers for Force Field is a little bit more important than usual because of All for One. I don't have a Force Field yet, though. I wonder if that Force Field that I didn't take earlier was actually meant to be taken. I don't remember if I skipped it or if I took something else. I'm thinking I may actually have to take Beam Cell, which is a concerning thing to be thinking. It's not awful. We care about artifact charges in a lot of the late game fights, and it gets rid of them for us. We're gonna have to pick up a Go for the Eyes as well for it to actually matter that we're getting rid of them, but we almost certainly want to pick up a Go for the Eyes or two, given our all for one. And then we need like a Shuriken or a Kunai or something to actually justify what we're doing. Like white noise over force field? Oh, I mean, yeah, that seems reasonable. I'm gonna take Beam Cell over Self Repair. Just not that thrilled with Self Repair here, and Beam Cell seems like a card that helps me kill this thing, and I'm a little bit concerned that I can't kill this thing, so that's why we're doing what we're doing. Not the best all for one ever, is it? It'd be cool if Beam Cell and FTL were in my discard pile right now. Play this again? I think I like next turn though. Next turn I just play Darkness, then Fission. Draw 3 cards. I do something, it depends. I pretty much get to fill back up on orbs again. Deal a bunch of damage to the ads. Seems like a good next turn, so I don't think we need to shuffle. There was a force field midway through Act 1, but we were, I feel, completely correct in not wanting to take that one. That one was never getting taken. Yeah, I think I have to draw 3 cards. It's interesting. So now I can hologram this turn. Which could get Deep Breath for me. It could just get a Darkness plus. It's probably fine. Hopefully we don't get attacked again by Collector next turn, because next turn I don't have output of any sort. We put the Dark Orb in front of the Chaos. Unless the Chaos hits Darkness. Gives me a little bit more damage sometimes. I don't think the damage is relevant though. Like because the Dark Orb just hits this. Not a big deal. Maybe it was a big deal. A variety of things are happening right now, and not all of them are the things that I'm expecting to happen. What time is it? 11:46. Alright. Probably only one run tonight. Looks like dual cast is fine. Especially since I have the Static Discharge in play. It's been a while since I last played Defect too. This character is very complicated. Okay, Biased Cog with an artifact charge. If this were gonna block vulnerable or something for me, maybe I wouldn't. I mean, I'd still play it. It's gonna block weak, so that makes it super, super, super good. Just gotta make sure I don't die. Right now, if I don't draw cards, I'm relatively good at not dying over the next 2 turns. If I do draw cards, I get to play Charge Battery, and we get these 6, and then this +3 more. Unfortunately, I'm not getting to all for one, all my 0 costs, because I'm reshuffling when I draw all for one. Good Deep Breath with that in mind. Yeah, let's go for a Deep Breath, I think. Okay, this is significantly better. So now I think we go Sweeping Beam, Beam Cell, Melter, and I'm okay with not playing Turbo for a Bullseye here. Whoa, Bullseye's a lot of damage. Actually, I am gonna play Turbo for Bullseye. You just had the fastest college exam ever. It was 20 minutes. Did you check the second page? Every time I've ever had that happen to me in my life, there was another page that I didn't notice. Maybe that's not what happened here, though. Not getting attacked this turn. Bit awkward. I don't think I play all for one. It's not giving me anything, really. Well, it certainly sort of is. Okay, fine. Deep breath before that, right? Let's put one more Cold Snap in my next draw pile. I think that's my largest block card. Now Deep Breath before Turbo. Okay, we have a good all for one next turn. Gets back boot sequence. Mr. Go Bowling, thanks very much for the 9 months. Sangbo Musho to you as well. How do I deal with defect runs where I never get focus? By dying? As a general rule? There are like some things you can do, but you certainly win a lot more often with focus than without. Do I have a kill here? It says 21 twice is 42. Yeah, I do. It's just kills. Oh, did I like just barely miss? Wait, I played them in the wrong fucking order. Minus 13 is still lethal. 15, 23 plus 24 is 47. Just in case I'm wrong, but this is 13, so we're good. Okay. I was getting confused between the bullseye debuff and the vulnerable debuff in that fight, and losing track of which one was applied and which one wasn't. Multicast plus with the Dark Orb stuff. Also with the double energy and the fission. Okay, so fission into multicasting a Dark Orb isn't really gonna happen. But the double energy makes that work. This card is very, very, very strong here. It's strong enough that it's not really worth looking at the other stuff. Let's see, multicast doesn't one-shot the heart. So I guess if we were really good at every other fight, but couldn't beat the heart yet, maybe we wouldn't take multicast. We'd still probably take multicast. Like, it's still good against the heart. fucking god, this Sozu is just here to taunt me. If I had 2 attack potions right now, I could like maybe take that. Probably honestly still wouldn't want to. So we can take energy for early in the fight, or we can take double potion effectiveness with an empty potion belt. I don't currently need energy all that much, I don't think. The Mummified Hand, the Fish End, the Turbo, the Double Energy, these are all doing a lot of work for me. So I may just take double potion strength. It is cute to use this with multicast. And we have a Frozen Eye, so we can make that happen sometimes. I'd probably want to I'm not saying I would multicast the Plasma Orb, although maybe if I had a Hologram in hand, I could multicast Plasma Orb and then multicast Dark Orb behind it. But it's more likely that I'd set it up so that I was evoking the Plasma Orb on a multicast and a Dark Orb or something like that. Deal a ton of damage with it. It seems a bit stronger than double potion effect when I don't have any potions. Heart of War is like having a 4th energy anyway, is it? Is that what it does? Okay. Act 3. Give me a sec, I'm gonna fill up my drink. Is it bad to put bananas by onions? There's really weird stuff with where you're meant to like some foods you're not meant to put next to other foods when you're storing them. Not even storing them, when you when I'm not like storing them, I haven't eaten them yet, so they are, you know, just apples, you think, with fruit? Aren't you meant to be able to like put fruit with a banana in a paper bag? And then it ripens faster or something like that? Potatoes and onions shouldn't be close. Okay. Apples make fruit go ripe faster. Oh, I thought it was bananas. Gosh, it's also complicated. Alright, anyway, whatever. Not a huge deal right now. So our goals for the act. More scaling. Five Repto and Head. Those are both rough. Giant Head we just don't really have enough scaling for at the moment. Unless multicast Dark Orb maybe solves that fight. That's sort of it. Like, maybe faster turn 1 and 2. But for the most part, we're looking for scaling and not to die to the elite fights. So, question marks versus enemies. Can I draw that? I'm not actually an artist. Pretty good though so far, gotta say. Maybe I should become an artist. Okay, I sort of fucked up the mouth. Can I draw a dragon? Not at the moment. So, question marks give us Mind Bloom. They give us 2 times Orb Walker. Hallway fights give us miscellaneous powers. They're like relatively good at doing that. They hurt us. Because I didn't take the self-repair. And then elites and campfires. So, find good upgrades. So I don't actually have good upgrades at the moment for my deck. The best is probably to turn something that costs 1 into something that costs 0. If I can. But campfires don't do much other than resting and recalling, which is probably 2 out of the act. So maybe we want 2 campfires. Two or 3 campfires, maybe like 2 elites or 3 maybe. Probably gonna need to use potions to be safe in elite fights though, so we don't want to like over plan for elites with this deck. And then mostly question marks otherwise. That's like generally what I'm thinking about when I look at this act. And my hand's starting to like cramp up. This path does a pretty good job of that. Oh, I didn't even mention stores today. Oh, stores are good as well because they find powers for us. So yeah. I just need a button that will delete all that without me having to hold down undo. Could take this path as well, which does a sort of similar thing but cuts out 1 store. And it heals me at this elite fight sometimes, maybe, because I don't currently have any potions. I think I like it more, though. Gets an elite earlier? Oh, this path only has 1 elite on it. God, I need to go the fuck to sleep. Mr. Jackpots, thanks very much for the sub. Agbamusho to you as well. So I don't think I play FTL here. Next turn I can just go Cold Snap, Turbo, Multicast on a Dark Orb for 18. That just kill? Oh, it's more than that because I have, yeah, okay. Definitely no reason to be playing FTL then. And Art of War went off. Gosh. You're welcome, AK Vanguard? AK Vanguard, I think. Probably take a Skim here. I think we have enough energy for Skim to be solid. I don't have a loop, so Auto Shields Plus is not that unreasonable. But I think the Skim is better. Remove a card from your deck. I think Zap may be the worst card in my deck right now. Which means I can't reliably make Lightning Orbs at all anymore, but I don't have any Compile drivers. I don't think it's a huge problem. I didn't get an upgrade on it, so it doesn't cost 0. Any card that sticks out as potentially worse than Zap. I could imagine Melter being worse. You'd have to try pretty hard to convince anyone that Chaos was worse. Yeah, I think it's just Zap. Okay, well we got an early store anyway. There's a loop, there's a medkit. We don't have too much money in the store, which simplifies our decisions a bit. There's a steam barrier and a flash of steel. Well, we're always taking loop, I think. It's hard to imagine not taking loop in this defect run with a mummified hand. It's the fact that it's a defect run and I have a mummified hand, and also just that it's a defect run that gives away to me that I'm gonna take loop every time. Unfortunately, once I buy loop, I have one thing left to purchase, basically. And we could make our all-for-ones better, or we could buy a capacity potion and get ready for the heart fight. The boss is Time Eater. It's not a problem. Just dies to a Dark Orb. Yeah, I think capacity potion here. Getting orb slots is sort of hard as defect. Like, unless you get capacitor or inserter. Or runic capacitor, the shop-only relic. Hey, now a snake IRL. But going from 3 slots to 5 slots is a huge deal. Zero cost cards are pretty good with all for one usually. All the skills that I see are going to be upgraded. I have 57 health. It's going to be a little bit spooky to upgrade loop at the campfire before the elite fight. I might have to rest before the elite and then upgrade after it, because I'm so bad at the Reptimancer fight. But I do think I lose 10 HP to look at more cards. Flash of Steel, Enlightenment, Trip, Purity Trip, Forethought, Madness, Mind Blast, and Hand of Greed. Hey Janogi, thanks for the 19 months. Hagba show to you too. Sort of want to make Madness work here. It's just gonna kill me, right? That's what it always does. It always just like kills you to the Act 4 elites when you try to do cute things with Madness and All for One. You just draw Madness and then die. Yeah. fun card, but I don't think it's what we actually need. So we'll just take Flash of Steel, I think. Call that fine. I think the Act 4 elites are just too scary to be taking cards like Madness, and the thing we do is strong enough without doing it. Ooh. Spooky event text. The event text is coming from inside the building. I don't want to draw Sender's Bane all that much here. Feels like this draw order is okay, though. I do have Fission next turn. Let's look at a different one. Oh, I draw Sender's Bane anyway. Rip. Wait. Didn't shuffle. Because I didn't have any cards. Huh. Learn something new every day. Five, 8, 12. Have a pretty big turn next turn, so I think I can go ahead and boot sequence here. Don't believe I need that for next turn. Yes, sir. Holy fuck, this turn. It's not the easiest turn ever. Okay, Bullseye costs 0. That means I can play it here. I want to play Cold Snap now. Probably there. We play Skim. We play Turbo, Double Energy, Darkness, Hologram, Darkness, Multicast. I guess it wasn't a difficult turn either. Hologram Plus is very good with what's going on in this deck. Reinforced Body is okay too, but I think Hologram sort of does that already by getting multicast on a Frost Orb. Jinogi, thanks very much for the 300 bits. Hologram also does the all-for-one things. It gets Skim back, it gets Turbo back. It's a much worse card to like draw on turn 2 than Reinforced Body is. I wonder if I could talk myself into taking Reinforced Body over it. 3350 bits for the last long podge. Very nice. Okay, so let's think about this one a little bit. So for Hologram, the really nice interactions are there's Darkness, there's Multicast, there's All for One, there's Frozen Eye, which I think makes hologram better than it makes reinforced body better. Doesn't work that well with deep breath, which is something we've like known the entire time. Deep breath was an interesting choice. I think in general it's like good past turn 3 or so. Past turn 3-ish. I don't think it's often going to be incredible on turn 1 or 2. And then reinforced. It's nice with all the energy stuff. We do have a decent amount of energy despite not having a boss relic that gives us 1 energy every turn. It's a good turn 2. It's not that good turn 1. There isn't a fight in the game where we get attacked for so much on turn 1 that we need it for turn 1 when we already have a boot sequence. But it's good for turn 2 specifically. It's such a narrow spot. I think I'd rather just have hologram. I think the reinforced body just doesn't have enough space where it's good. How's it going, Zangois? Is that how I pronounce your name? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade Loop. I think we're okay against Reptimancer. And Loop helps us quite a bit against Giant Head, and is fine against Nemesis. I mean, everything is fine against Nemesis. Nemesis fight shouldn't be that hard. Okay. My name is London, how you doing? So we can prepare a multicast for next turn. But there's no hologram. Chat. It'd be fun to have an equilibrium. It'd be cool if Nemesis weren't intangible here, huh? Does this just kill Reptimancer? Probably not quite. Hey Wizzy of Oz, thanks for the 3 months. I'll one more show to you too. SN10 Lel. Thanks very much for the 2 months. I'll one more show to you as well. A little bit awkward. I don't think there's a better option than just grabbing charge battery, taking a bit less damage. Okay. Let's get these powers in play. Sounds fun, Crescent Method. I'm probably meant to actually FTL off the all-for-one somehow this turn. I don't know, maybe I'm not. I think I do want to turbo. I think we do... Might as well just play this now. Cool-headed beam cell gets us more damage on the all-for-one. Heat sinks is maybe not the most incredible hit there, but okay. And we have some shields up. I'm gonna block for 20 next turn. Let's shuffle and you draw pile before we get 5 burns. And I can go ahead and channel a Dark Orb now if I'd like. How do I block next turn? No. How's it going so silly? I guess we dual cast next turn on a Frost Orb is how we block. And the turn after we kill. Do I need to Dark Orb though? Maybe I don't need to Dark Orb. Maybe I can save 4 block next turn. I can go Hologram for the Dark Orb into multicast. I can go Hologram, Turbo. No. I think this is fine. Just wins. Good, good. Yeah, when it's this attack, it's not an issue. It's the 45 where all of the stuff we were doing actually potentially matters. Got a letter opener. It's probably gonna add up to some damage. I'd say that Cold Snap is pretty questionable here. Probably not getting taken. I would say it is questionable at best. I think a letter opener actually makes the Reptomancer fight way better. It's pretty cool. I think it's still a rest and a recall at my campfires though. And I have to go to a store with no gold, which sort of sucks. But that's okay. I got a good store earlier in the act. Got a question mark that wasn't really planned for. $39, $59, $64, $74. Is that correct? 37 plus 37 is 74. Okay, so I'm not wasting any health on the rest there, which means I can recall up here. I guess sometimes I get like a full heal at that node somehow. I like the cool-headed plus a lot. I think it got better with the letter opener as well. I draw Core Surge this turn. Can I kill this turn? We're upgrading. We're upgrading our goals a little bit upon re-examination of what the deck can do. Okay. Let's play Defragment now. Cool-headed. Unfortunately, I can't draw enough cards to get to Hologram for the multicast. I'm even one card short of being able to hit Bullseye. I can put a Dark Orb in front, and then I can go Turbo. Actually, I can go Turbo, Double Energy, Bullseye. And then not play Multicast next turn. The part where I don't play Multicast at the end is pretty sad. 4 + 3... I can get to Core Surge, which is great. Okay, if I can get to Core Surge, it sort of doesn't matter, because we're not getting attacked for much at all. Well, now my artifact charge is going to be used on Biased Cognition, which I guess is fine. Actually, do I have a kill now because of Biased? This is 7 times 8 + 6 + 8, 22, 7 times 22. Plus 22 there. Plus letter opener. I think I actually just have a kill if I hit the right thing there. I missed. Did I miss by enough that it matters? Yeah, probably I did. Alright, let's just win. That's fine. I mean, we're not going to kill this turn, but we can just very easily win, so... Is there a raid? I didn't get a notification that there was a thing happening. Thank you if there's a thing happening though. Appreciate it. Okay, whatever. I guess I'm doing this. Yeah, I didn't block the focus down off Biased Cog, which I think ends up being probably better. Focus down just doesn't matter that much compared to taking a bunch of extra damage this turn. I think either option had like 100% win rate with no damage taken. Grab Turbo back. Okay. How's it going, his brother's keeper? Cold Snap, Streamline, Leap Plus. No? I think no at this point in the run. I still don't have a good upgrade, so we might as well just go this way. Get another Relic. Swift Potion's pretty good. Okay, back to Frozen Island. So we want to play probably Machine Learning Beam Cell FTL. So that FTL does draw us the card. Charge Battery, then Sweeping Beam. And then Hologram into Charge Battery or Sweeping Beam? Definitely one of the two. Deck has slightly too many crappy cards in it. How different would the game be if we got gold for skipping? You would skip slightly more often and have more gold. Maybe I just play boot sequence now. Maybe the fight doesn't go long enough for there to be any reason not to. Makes sense to me. It would be an interesting relic perk. I agree. Deep Breath is so bad here. Tiamata. Thanks for the 5 months. I just play dual cast now, I guess. Static Discharge first. Darkness first, dual cast before that. Dropped a little bit of damage there, got carried away. Still, 14 slow stacks is a lot. We go defrag next turn. And we can get loop in play as well, and we can get some frost orbs down before the attacks start, and then we have multicast and not too long to just win. Looks good. Is 5D chess going on YouTube? Probably not. I don't put most stuff that happens on the stream on YouTube. I think I stream 6 hours of content a day and put up about 2 hours of content on YouTube. So most things don't make it there. Gotta watch the channel. You wanna see all the stuff? Buffer is interesting. I guess it just gets used now. Sort of fine. Yep. So, this is a bit of an issue. It's not a particularly surprising issue to run into. It is sort of known that this deck struggles to scale unless it can put together multicast Dark Orb, which it missed. So here we are. It is known, but I think we're fine. I think the play is, let's go ahead and use the double energy this turn. I'm gonna want to hologram Cold Snap, I think. There's some Bullseye now. Maybe hologram dual cast actually. be better to dual cast after evoking a Frost Orb. Would have gotten me 3 more block. Okay. So I'm trying to get this all for one going. I'm taking so much damage here. I think this is the Swift Potion. You know what? I can't even draw Turbo here, can I? I can use FTL to get it. Cool-headed, Swift Potion, Flash of Steel, FTL. I have Skim in hand as well. Skim, Flash of Steel, Cool-headed. No. Skim, Cool-headed, FTL. There we go. Flash of Steel, Cool-headed, Turbo, all for one Turbo. I think that probably kills. I'm pretty sure I don't have to do the math on that. I think it's just a kill. Got 9 cards in hand. 10 cards in hand. This one first. Looking slightly less convincing that this is a kill. Unfortunately, I have a clogged hand here, so I can't guarantee that I get the cards that I want off this all for one. Hopefully I will though. Yeah, I missed Turbo. What a worst case scenario. Okay, well let's go ahead and dual cast first, and then play the other 0 costs. Now Deep Breath. Nope, got ruined, damn. I believe it's just random what all for one hits. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure. Haven't ever bothered to really investigate it. Alright. Need the flash. Bag of Marbles helps a little bit. Echo Form helps a lot. One of these things is not like the other. Okay. I think keep Boot Sequence in the deck. Hate the Mellow Juice thinks the 8 months. Agbomo show to you too. All I do is play the cards in hand, I take a lot of damage, so again, I'd have to Swift Potion. I guess I didn't really have to last time. Yeah, I think this is a Swift Potion though. All for one puts them back in the order they are in the discard pile. You sure? I guess that's consistent with what happened last time. I feel like, I don't know. Some of these things have changed over the course of the, like, almost 3 years that I've been playing the game, and so, like, I remember them working one way sometimes and one way the other times, and I haven't bothered to work out how they work this time. I don't know if that's one of those things. Get rid of this. Don't think we're gonna be doing anything with it. Biased Cog. There is a Core Surge in the deck, but it's not in my hand. I can just play it twice next turn, actually, and it's completely fine. Hey, nifty! $22 right now. Let's grab one more Old Step. Grab 2 of those. This looks to be pretty much done. Cool. If I pick up the gold, I don't have 69 gold anymore, so we actually need to think about that a little bit before we commit. Steam Barrier is okay here. Why don't I upgrade units immediately when they can promote? In general, in strategy games, if there's no reason to do something now and no reason to do something later, it doesn't matter whether you do it now or later. But also, if you can delay making a decision until later, often you get new information which changes how your decision's going to be made. If I collect 351 more gold, I would have 420. 420. Is that an important number? I really don't know if I'm meant to take this Steam Barrier or not. My All for One doesn't block very well. Might run into trouble against the Heart with that, but on the other hand, I sort of have to put Echo Form in play really early, and it's hard for me to do that. And I feel like if I add more cards to my deck that aren't Echo Form, it gets harder, so I think I'm good with skipping. We actually didn't get Mind Bloom yet, so definitely taking a question mark. Whatever, I am awake. The upgrades aren't good enough. There aren't that many events in Act 3, so That question mark's actually like quite likely to be Mind Bloom. Act 3 pathing is sort of made pretty boring by the existence of Mind Bloom. Boobies is the ultimate number. Makes sense. Checks out. I feel like there aren't that many things that humans can agree upon beyond that, like having food, drink, and shelter is pretty good and stuff like that. But I feel like we're pretty close to being able to agree that boobs are great. Yeah, just have to be a mammal mostly. Even gay guys like boobs? Well, there you go. Storm calendar. Storm plus. I think I like another darkness plus. With this capacity potion that we can use in the fight where we need it the most. I think I like that. We're sort of cramming this all for one stuff and the darkness stuff into the same deck, and it doesn't work that well. But that's fine. Not like that's it's not like that's really news. I never gotta go for the eyes, so the all for one just like doesn't feel even remotely justified. If I'd gotten a go for the eyes, it would be like, okay, at least this is like helping me block. But I didn't. It's a pretty bad card in this deck. Like another darkness. I think skill potion. Oof. Flex potion might be better against the Act 4 elites. One, two, three. Play them twice. Probably get like 6 or 7 procs of that pretty easily in one turn. 35 damage versus... God, it feels like something like Glacier does more than that anyway. Actually, I can give 5 strength for the fight permanently. Oh, it's sort of close. Maybe the largest concern is just not dying on turn 2 or 3 of the Act 4 fights, and so we take Skill Potion because it can help us with that, but can't really help us with but Flex Potion can't really help us with that. Although Flex Potion sometimes kills an Act 4 elite really fast, which actually does help us with not dying. I think it happens rarely enough that we go for Skill Potion. Alright. Not a very interesting turn. Get hit for a bunch of damage. And that's it. Sick. We eventually get Echo Form into play in this fight. 2 turns from now. know that there's any reason to play Darkness here. Makes it easier to dual cast a Frost Orb if I need to. It also costs me a card though, so I'm at 4 right now. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Have 3 other cards that turn. If I play this, I only have 2 other cards that turn. I guess I could play enough cards to reset the clock next turn. I'm at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't play that now. No, I actually can't. Yeah, I don't think I played Darkness. Unless, like... It doesn't even do anything, because I'm just gonna fish in it. Yeah, it's fine. Do I want to play 6 cards next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or something? Seems fine. Seems fine. Sort of missing the self-repair right now, so I take 1 billion damage at the start of this fight. It is going, shall we say, poorly. Might have to skill potion next turn. I don't know, Xerox. I've almost never played the other Ascensions. So you just attack me every turn? That's pretty broken. Maybe a reinforced body would have been good. Probably just more focus and less all for one. Makes this run better. Oof. Skim keeps me alive. I think slightly better than Steam Barrier does. Pity about the Echo form, just not really doing anything. Holograms in the wrong place. That was atrocious. 11, 15. Yeah, it's not only that I'm taking damage, it's also that I'm losing my Frost Orbs. At least I have Echo Form in play. Okay, this gives me 5 cards next turn, so like double Cold Snap, hologram Cold Snap dual cast or something. Not that bad. I'm actually taking less damage than it looks like because of Static Discharge. Oh, I still had the card draw down. That's unfortunate. I might have to roll double Chaos here. Double Deep Breath, also an option. What I really should have done is just drawn Echo Form on turn 1. Might win next turn, actually. 24, 31. Frost Orb not blocked for enough? Fucking hell. Oh, I'm just barely dead. Chaos has to be a Frost Orb, I think. Guess I could go hologram, hologram, charge battery, hologram, charge battery. Takes 7. Looking pretty grim. Oh, cool. Now we get the first turn of the fight where you don't attack me. The turn I have all of my block cards and a looped Frost Orb. That's really rad, Time Eater. Appreciate that. I need like white noise to turn into a buffer next turn, I think. It's so bizarre. Very few of the cards are really dead weight, but I guess just barely enough of them are. Like, the deck has no strikes and defends. It's... It feels weird that the hands have been this bad. I think it's just the 2 focus, largely. Makes it so the Frost Orb cards are pretty bad. And also I don't have, like, Glacier, so the Frost Orb cards already were pretty bad. No Biased Cog either. Defect decks feel pretty, underpowered when they don't have much focus. I'm gonna start with double Skim Plus next turn and see what happens. Could also go double White Noise. I'm actually really close to surviving this already because of Static Discharge. Static Discharge makes me 14 block when I take damage. It's not enough. Fuck. Never mind, no I'm not. Okay. Is multicast enough? Probably not. It's 36, 44. It's not enough. Oh well, GG. I'm surprised the deck did that poorly at the end of the run. The relics are not giving a huge amount of output. The cards aren't incredible, but they're also not that bad. I'm a bit surprised by it. I suspect that a lot of the time we like put Echo Form in play turn 1 or 2, then we get to Echo Form our defrag and or our loop, and then we just sort of don't take damage in that fight. We'll probably take like 20 maybe, and then we go fight Donu Deka or Awakened one. But we do sort of have to draw Echo Form before the other stuff. I don't really want to play Watcher.